Let me adopt all protocols already set. As we begin, I just want to read a short portion from the Word of God before I pray. And it will be very helpful if we have silence from all the kids. We are reverencing God. Proverbs chapter 3 from verse 1 to 6 says, "Good friends, don't forget all I've taught you. Take to heart my commands. They'll help you live a long, long time, a long life lived full and well. Don't lose grip on your love and loyalty. Tie them around your neck. Carve their initials on your heart. Earn a reputation for living well in God's eyes and the eyes of the people. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. He is the one who will keep you on track." Let's pray. I said, let's pray. I still hear kids talking and people moving on about. Let's respect God, please. If you don't respect yourself, respect God and the person next to you. Father, we do thank you again for this blessed day. We continue, God, to experience your love, your mercy, and your grace, your protection, your peace. And this we are thankful for. And as we gather today, God, to do this exercise, God, where the children will be demonstrating their skill in memory, I pray for success, and I pray for everything that is done today will be done in decency and in order and with rules set being observed. We thank you, God, today, and we continue to say thank you, God, to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing. Please remain standing. We are now going to have the national anthem. We are going to invite Form 3 students to render the national anthem.
Country where peace among thy children stand free, on the strength of will and love, with God in our struggles, Saint Kitts and Nevis be, our nation bound together with a common destiny. Stalwart we stand for justice and liberty, with wisdom and truth we will serve and honor thee. No sword, no spear can conquer, for God we shall defend his blood.
Thank you very much. All right, students, we want you to be very quiet. There's too much noise in the hall. I would just like to acknowledge the presence of past principal of the Charles E. Mills Secondary School, Mrs. Diamond. Good afternoon. Also, the president of the Charles E. Mills PTA, Mr. Francis. Pleasant good afternoon. Mr. Lloyd, past Chief Education Officer and a proud Sandy Pointer. Good afternoon, sir. I would now invite our distinguished principal to address you, Mrs. Jackson.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, all. Permit me to acknowledge the presence of those who've paved the way for me. Past principals, P.S. Hodge, Mrs. Diamond, Miss Williams, as well as the SPBS president, my primary school principal, Mrs. Alexandrina Caesar, yes. As well as the other invited guests, judges, timers. We welcome you. And we hope that your time with us will be well spent. I welcome you to the first ever Charles E. Mills Secondary School Know Your School Quiz competition under the theme, A 55-Year Legacy Shaping Our Future and Society. When we learn about our past, we gather strength for the future. A generation which ignores history has no past and no future. This inaugural Charles E. Mills Secondary School Know Your School Quiz competition has been organized to highlight the rich history of this 55-year-old Mecca of education. We are proud to begin a new tradition of teaching our students and the wider community about those who have graced our corridors and are now making an indelible mark on our communities, countries, region, and the world. Today, we pay homage to our past athletes, scholars, corporate citizens, sponsors, teachers, and past principals. We continue to forge the pathway of excellence, and we declare today that our 55-year legacy will never be forgotten. To the participants, your bravery and confidence is exemplary. I take this opportunity to wish you well. May the best house win. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Jackson. I will now invite Mr. Vickel Edwards Douglas to introduce the officials.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. With the leave of our Masters of Ceremony this afternoon, I beg to adopt the protocol which was so ably established. My task for this afternoon is quite simple and easy, and that is to introduce the officials for this afternoon's event. Our timer for this afternoon is Mr. Stefan Duggins. Our scorer for this afternoon is Miss Elrose Williams. Scorer number 2, Mr. Clyde Thompson. Our judges, judge number 1, Miss Sherman Stevens. Our head judge, Mr. Vincent William Hodge. Moderator, Miss Laverne Brooks. Our officials will now take their seats and I will turn over to the moderator. Just before I do so, I will now ask Mr. Desil Heiliger to come forward and turn over the sealed envelopes. Sorry, Miss Desil Heiliger. So now I call the head judge to the stage, Mr. Hodge, to collect the envelope with the sealed answers for this afternoon. I now invite the moderator, Ms. Brooks, to collect the sealed envelope with our questions for this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, your moderator, Ms. Laverne Brooks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Madam Chair, permit me to adopt the protocol so ably established. This afternoon, we would like to introduce the members of the quiz competition, and we would like to begin with Greenhouse. The leader, Jalencia Webb, of Form 3A1. Webster of 3A1. Seconder, Guy Watley of Form 2A1. In seating position number 2 for Red House, Mr. Josiah Hodge of Form 3A1 and Keandra Buchanan of Form 2A1. In seating position number 3 for Blue House, Justice Kelly of 2A1 and the seconder, Ashira Lennon of 2A1. In seating position number 4 for Orange House, Sharmichael Robin of Form 1, Manchester, and the seconder, Leslie Daniel of Form 4A1. Participants, please be seated. In order for us to undertake this quiz competition, we have to set. Please be seated. All right. My apologies to Miss Daniel. In order for us to undertake the quiz competition, we must set the criteria or the rules and regulations governing the execution of the quiz. Hello? Everyone hearing me now? All right, permit me to establish the rules, regulations, or the criteria governing the execution of the quiz. The teams in the quiz will be presented by the color houses, and that include green, red, blue, and orange. Each house will only have 2 participants seated on the stage for the competition, but are expected to have a substitute participant just in case a situation arises where one of the participants is affected and needs to be replaced before the start of the competition. Also, a substitute may take over the situation if a situation occurs during the competition. Each house must have a team leader and a seconder. In the competition, each participant must wear the house color shirt and they must represent their house with dignity. House masters or delegates must ensure this occurs. The quiz will be made up of 6 rounds, which are sports, academics, SPBS, cultural related, general history, and the wild round. Each round except the wild round will have each team getting 4 questions, starting with the leader of each team and then the other participant for each team. The final round will be a wild round, where 1 question will be asked to all teams. Candidates of the team will have 25 seconds to collaborate as a group and then write the answer or answers on a blank sheet with a marker that will be provided. When the time expires, teams will be asked to stop writing, after which the moderator will call on each team at a time. The leader will say the answer and the seconder will show the answer by raising the paper in the air. A judge will be on stage to check for correlations. 10 points will be awarded to each team with the correct answer. Each round will have extra questions to be used in case there is a discrepancy. For example, where a question is thrown out, these questions may be used to settle a tiebreaker. The breaker question will only be used to settle the ties for positioning across the 4 teams if the teams are not clearly positioned at the end of the competition. The breaker will be a sudden death fashion. For example, if teams both answer their questions correctly, another set of questions will be asked. The team that answer incorrectly in the breaker question round automatically loses the breaker. The breaker will be collaborative, but only the team leader will answer. The tiebreaker will be 20 seconds and be awarded 3 extra points. The tiebreaker question will be selected from a bag that a judge will be selected from a bag that a judge will have on stage. The selection will be done by the team leader. The judge will then give the selected question to the moderator to be read. All 3 participants for each house will get a participation gift set of 1 scientific calculator, geometry set, pen drive, and folder. The 2 participants for each house will get prizes according to their position. The winning house will get a fire kindle tablet. The seconder will get a smartwatch. The third place will get a collapsible wireless headphone, and the 4th place team will get rechargeable fans. A special prize will be considered for the person who answers the most individual questions. On the stage, the participants must not have any quiz information that may implicate disqualification. The moderator will read each question twice for the named participant. The participant is required to answer after the second reading. Let me repeat. The moderator will read each question twice for the named participant. The participant is required to answer after the second reading. The participant is only to respond to the question when it is his or her turn. The participant will have the 20 seconds to answer the question. The timer will start his clock after the moderator would have stopped reading the question the second time. The participants must speak loud into the microphone so that the judges and the audience can hear. During the 20 seconds, the first answer the participant gives will be taken, and the moderator will seek correctness from the head judge. If the answer is correct, the moderator will say correct. And if the answer is wrong, the judge will read the correct answer. No question will be passed on. At the end of every round, the scores will be tallied, and the accumulated scores and the points passed to the moderator before commencement of the other round. For every correct answer, the scorers will score 5 points, unless it's the wild round, which is 10 points, or the tiebreaker, which is 3 points. Thank you for your cooperation. Testing. All right. So, it is time for us to begin the quiz. Let us check to make sure that all of the participants, that they have a microphone. Orange House. Do you have a microphone? No. Right.
Charles Emil, secondary.
Let us begin. We are starting with the general history, and we are going to start with the leaders of each team. So, greenhouse leader. In what year was the Sandy Point High School renamed to the Charles E. Mills Secondary School? In what year was the Sandy Point High School renamed to the Charles E. Mills Secondary School?
2010.
Leader, at what age did Mr. Charles E. Mills become a teacher? At what age did Mr. Charles E. Mills become a teacher?
13.
Correct. Blue House leader. What was the name of Mr. Charles E. Mills's alma mater? What was the name of Mr. Charles E. Mills's alma mater? The student did not answer. Yes. Thank you. Orange House leader. At what age did Mr. Charles E. Mills pass the highest exam offered to school children at the time? At what age did Mr. Charles E. Mills pass the highest exam offered to school children at that time?
10 years.
Correct. seconder. Starting with greenhouse. And the heading is, who was it? Who was the first headmaster of the Sandy Point High School? Who was the first headmaster of the Sandy Point High School?
Reverend Joseph Manchester.
Correct. Red House, seconder. Who was the first secretary of the Sandy Point High School? Who was the first secretary of the Sandy Point High School?
Miss Carter Benjamin.
Incorrect. Blue House, seconder. Who was the first past student to become a teacher at the Sandy Point High School? Who was the first past student to become a teacher at the Sandy Point High School?
Miss Patricia Rogers.
Correct. Orange House, seconder. Who was the first guidance counselor at the Sandy Point High School? Who was the first guidance counselor at the Sandy Point High School?
Mrs. Angeline Riven.
Correct.
Correct. The next section is put on a show. And we are starting with the leader of Greenhouse. A soul show was successfully organized at the school to raise funds for what specific purpose? A soul show was successfully organized at the school to raise funds. What was the purpose for which the show was organized?
Musical instruments.
We'll take that as being correct.
Correct.
We would have preferred to hear to purchase musical instruments, but we'll take it.
Red House, leader. On February 14th, Red House, leader. On February 14th, 2020, the school's fifth formers held a competition where students were able to purchase water balloons for $2 each for a chance to throw them at the principal. Who was the principal at the time? On February 14th, 2020, the school's fifth formers held a competition where the children were able to purchase water balloons at $2 each for a chance to throw them at the principal. Who was the principal at that time?
Mr. Boris Connor.
That is correct.
Correct. Blue House, Leader. In 2013, a teacher with several talented art students won the Sadler's Secondary School wall design competition. Name that teacher. In 2013, a teacher with several talented art students won the Sadler's Secondary School wall design competition. Name that teacher.
Mr. Darren Moses.
That is correct.
Orange House, the leader. Who was adjudged the winner of the first Hispanic Heritage Month Spanish quiz hosted by the school's modern language department? Who was adjudged the winner of the first Hispanic Heritage Month Spanish quiz hosted by the school's modern language department?
Josiah Hodge.
That is correct.
Correct. The second one, winning is in our blood. Winning is in our blood. The second for Greenhouse, Miss Rio Buchanan was the winner of the Sandy Point High School's motto competition. What was her winning entry? What was her winning entry that became the Sandy Point High School motto? I'll repeat the question again. Miss Rio Buchanan was the winner of the Sandy Point High School's motto competition. What was her winning entry that became the Sandy Point High School's motto?
Scholastic perseverance, harvest success.
That is correct.
Red House, seconder. Who was the winner of the Sandy Point High School school song competition? Who was the winner of the Sandy Point High School school song competition?
In 2013 music teacher.
I didn't hear what he said.
Can you repeat it?
2013 music teacher.
That is incorrect.
The correct answer, Mr. Hart?
The answer is wrong.
What's the correct answer?
The correct answer is Cassandra Benjamin.
Thank you. Blue House, seconder. Committed to educating, molding, and stimulating students was the winning entry for the Charles E. Mills Secondary School's motto competition. Who was the winner? Committed to educating, molding, and stimulating students was the winning entry for the Charles E. Mills Secondary School's motto competition. Who was the winner?
Nikova Diamond.
That is correct.
Orange House, seconder. Which of the school's art students won the Miss Cotton Look-alike competition organized by the Ministry of Gender Affairs? Which of the school's art students won the Miss Cotton Look-alike competition organized by the Ministry of Gender Affairs?
Anique Ward.
That is correct.
Cultural related category. Cultural related category. And we, sorry. The scores from the general history category. Greenhouse, 20 points. Red House, 10 points. Blue House, 15 points. Orange House, 20 points. All right. We continue. Okay, cultural related category, second round. And we begin with history. The leaders will answer these questions. And we will begin with Greenhouse leader. What is the name of the band that played at the first dance that the school held? What is the name of the band that played at the first dance that the school held?
The Casanova Band.
That is correct.
Red House leader. Who was the first young lady to be crowned Miss Sandy Point High School in 1979? Who was the first young lady to be crowned Miss Sandy Point High School in 1979? Mr. Hodge, the answer? He did not answer.
The answer is Mrs. Carleen Henry Morton, or just Miss Carleen Henry.
Thank you.
Carleen Henry at the time, who is now Mrs. Carleen Henry Morton.
All right. Blue House leader. In 1981, when Miss Ermini Fredericks was crowned Miss Sandy Point High School, what was the sickness that affected all the contestants? In 1981, when Miss Ermini Fredericks was crowned Miss Sandy Point High School, what was the sickness that affected all the contestants?
Red eye.
Red eye is correct.
Orange House leader. Which Sandy Point High School pageant runner-up went on to win the National Talented Teen? The Miss Hainsmith Caribbean Talented Teen pageant, National Carnival Queen pageant, and National Carnival Senior Calypso crown. Which Sandy Point High School pageant runner-up went on to win the National Talented Teen pageant, the Miss Hainsmith Caribbean Talented Teen pageant, National Carnival Queen pageant, and the National Carnival Senior Calypso crown?
Sharon Awana.
That is incorrect. The answer is Gloria Esdale Robinson.
Thank you.
Queenie G, better known as Queenie G. That's the answer.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. The seconders. And the heading is, who won it? Who won it?
What is it?
Greenhouse seconder. Who was crowned Miss Sandy Point High School in 1996 and went on to win the Miss Sandy Point High School Calypso show the following year? Who was crowned Miss Sandy Point High School in 1996 and went on to win the Miss Sandy Point High School Calypso show the following year?
Miss Isha Jackson. Miss Isha Jackson.
We're going to take it. Could you provide the maiden surname, the maiden last name?
Miss Isha Jackson Williams.
We're going to take it as correct. It's Miss Isha Williams. Miss Isha Williams, but we know who you mean, so we're going to take it.
Thank you.
That's your call at principal, just in case. Yeah.
Red House seconder. Who was crowned Miss Sandy Point High School in the same year that St. Kitts and Nevis became independent? Who was crowned Miss Sandy Point High School in the same year that St. Kitts and Nevis became independent? Mr. Hodge, the answer?
No answer?
No answer.
The answer to the question is Miss Lauren Richards. Miss Lauren Richards.
Thank you. Blue House seconder. Which Miss Sandy Point High School queen was unable to participate in the Talented Teen pageant because she passed the age of requirement? Which Miss Sandy Point High School queen was unable to participate in the Miss Talented Teen pageant because she was past the age of requirement.
Miss Gloria Esdale.
Mr. Hodge? Repeat for me.
Miss Gloria Esdale.
No, that is incorrect. The answer is Miss Charmaine James. Miss Charmaine James.
Orange House, seconder. Which student won the Miss Sandy Point High School pageant in 2000? Which student won the Miss Sandy Point High School pageant in 2000?
Shireen Awana.
No, that is incorrect. The answer is Miss Samantha Conwood. Miss Samantha Conwood.
We are into the third section, and it's called Calypso. True or false? Calypso, true or false? The leaders, so we'll begin with Greenhouse. Greenhouse leader, the first Calypso king of Sandy Point High School was Mr. Noah Mills. The first Calypso king of Sandy Point High School was Mr. Noah Mills.
False.
That's not the question that we have here, Madam Moderator.
Read the question, Mr. Hodge.
The question we have is the first Calypso king of Sandy Point High School was Mr. Ron Body. That's the question we have.
Let me use another question.
Okay.
It's cultural related, other.
Yeah, that's...
All right.
Okay.
All right, sorry for the delay. Mr. Hodge. Mr. Hodge, the question, because it's a true and false, we have to put it as a true and false and not as going to provide an answer in terms of the date. So the first question. The first school fair was held on 27th January 1981. So it's a true and false. So Greenhouse, the first school fair was held on 27th January 1981.
False.
False will be correct.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt.
Yeah, right?
All right. We're moving along to Red House, the leader. King Starshield is a Calypso stage name for Walston Shield. King Starshield is a Calypso stage name for Mr. Walston Shield.
True. True.
True is correct.
Thank you. Blue House leader, Mr. Ron Bobby was crowned the Sandy Point High School Calypso King in 2001. Mr. Ron Bobby was crowned the Sandy Point High School Calypso King in 2001.
False. False.
False is correct. False is the correct answer.
Orange House leader, Orange House, Colin Wyatt's Calypso stage name was Humble C. Colin Wyatt's Calypso stage name was Humble C.
False.
False is correct. False is correct.
We're going to the seconders, and the topic is competitive spirit. Competitive spirit. The seconders will begin with Greenhouse. The school's steel pan band placed third in the National Steel Pan competition in December 2016. What was the name of the school's steel pan band? The school's steel pan band placed third in the National Steel Pan competition in December 2016. What was the name of the school's steel pan band?
Steel Orchestra.
No, the answer is not correct. The correct answer is Sems Gems Steel Orchestra.
Thank you.
It could be, if you just say steel orchestra, it could be any steel orchestra.
Red House, seconder. What position did the school's debating team place in the National High School debating competition in 2019? What position did the school's debating team place in the National High School? Let me repeat. What position did the school's debating team place in the National High School debating competition in 2019? I'll repeat again. What position did the school's debating team place in the National High School debating competition in 2019?
First place.
First place is correct.
Thank you.
First place is correct.
Blue House, second. Charles E. Mills Secondary School was the winner of the cheerleading competition for Sugar Mass 2015. How many years of Sugar Mass was the Federation celebrating at that time? Charles E. Mills Secondary School was the winner of the cheerleading competition for Sugar Mass in 2015. How many years of Sugar Mass was the Federation celebrating at that time?
41.
The answer is incorrect. The correct answer is 44.
Thank you. Orange House, seconder. Charles E. Mills Secondary School was the winner of the Department of Culture's Sugar Mass 48 inauguration 7-a-side steel pan competition. In what year was this held? Charles E. Mills Secondary School was the winner of the Department of Culture's Sugar Mass 48 inaugural 7-a-side steel pan competition. In what year was this held?
2016.
Could you repeat the answer?
2016.
No, the answer is not correct. The answer is 2019.
Thank you.
2019.
This brings us to the end of the cultural related category. Cultural related round, the scores are as follows. Green House 15 points, Red House 10 points, Blue House 10 points, Orange House 5 points. Our third round, sports category. Sports category. And we will begin with Greenhouse as per usual. The leader of Greenhouse. And the round is first. For all of the leaders, the round is first. On what date was the school's first athletic meet held? On what date was the school's first athletic meet held?
12th March 1967.
That is incorrect. The answer is 9th March. 9th March 1967.
Thank you. Red House leader. The school's first steeplechase took place in what year? The school's first steeplechase took place in what year?
1967.
Could you repeat the answer, please?
1967.
1967 is correct.
Blue House leader. The school's first sponsor walk was held in 1970. In what month was the walk held? The school's first sponsor walk was held in 1970. In what month was the walk held?
March.
March is incorrect. The answer is December, the month of December.
Thank you. Orange House, leader. Which house won the first sports day competition? Which house won the first sports day competition?
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse it is. That's the correct answer.
Second, the section is sporting activities. Sporting activities. Greenhouse, seconder. The first netball uniform for the school consisted of a dash color skirt and a white blouse. The first netball uniform for the school consisted of a dash color skirt and a white blouse.
Red skirt and white blouse.
Red skirt it is. Correct.
Red House, seconder. Sports Day was postponed in dash year because of heavy rain. Sports Day was postponed in dash year because of heavy rain.
$1970.
Repeat.
1970.
The answer is correct, and the judges have some concern about the question. We are concerned that the answer that is given here is not the right answer. At the same time, he did not give the correct answer either. We would suggest a replacement question, if the rule allows.
You all ready, judges?
Yes,
All
we're ready.
A replacement question for Red House, seconder. In what year was junior and senior steeplechase started in this school? In what year was junior and senior steeplechase started in this school?
Who is answering?
Red House.
Go ahead. The year is 1972. 1972.
Blue House, seconder. The school won the cup for the inter-school dash sport competition for 1970 to 1971 and 1971 to 1972. The school won the cup for the inter-school dash sports competition for for 1970 to 1971 and 1971 to 1972?
Football.
Football is correct.
Orange House, seconder. The route for the school inaugural sponsor walk was around the dash place. The route for the school inaugural sponsor walk was around the dash place.
Around the island.
Around the island is correct. Yes.
Return to the leaders, and the topic is houses. So the leader, starting with Green House, after 9 years of trying, which house was successful in winning Sports Day in 1975? After 9 years of trying, which house was successful in winning Sports Day in 1975?
Orange House.
Orange House it is.
Red House, leader. In 1971, which two houses tied for second place with 197 points? In 1971, which two houses tied for second place with 197 points?
Red House and Blue House.
Red House, yes, and Green House. Red House and Green House, yes.
Blue House, leader. Mr. A. Christopher won the senior boys steeplechase in 1976. Which house did he represent? Mr. A. Christopher won the senior boys steeplechase in 1976. Which house did he represent?
Blue House.
Blue House, yes.
Orange House, leader. Miss Rhoda Johnson was adjudged the victress Ladorum of the school in the year 1992. What house did she represent?
Okay.
Miss Rhoda Johnson was adjudged the victress Ladorum of the school in 1992. Which house did she represent?
Orange House.
I didn't hear the answer.
Orange House.
Orange House indeed.
Seconders, and the topic is Inaugural Teachers Sports Day. Inaugural Teachers Sports Day. And these are multiple choice. For the Sports Day, teachers were placed in 4 teams. How many teams were there? For the Sports Day, teachers were placed in teams. How many teams were there?
That question has to be thrown out and be replaced.
I'm sorry. One moment, please.
See how much money they raise the first sponsor. We were raising 25,000. I guess it must be the first one they're talking about.
Judges, the other question. Question 4 for other. Approximately how many students participated in the inaugural junior and senior steeplechase? Approximately how many students participated in the inaugural junior and senior steeplechase?
200. 200.
200 is correct. Good.
All right. Red House. Red House. When was the first inaugural Teachers Sports Day held? When was the inaugural first Teachers Sports Day held? This is for Red House, and listen to the options. When was the inaugural first Teachers Sports Day held? A, 2019 to 2020. B, 2015 to 2016. C, 2013 to 2014. D, 2010 to 2011. Let me repeat again. A, 2019 to 2020. 2015 to 2016 is B. C, 2013 to 2014. And D, 2010 to 2011.
(2015 to 2016).
That's not one of the options. What did this?
A is 2019 to 2020. B, 2015 to 2016. C, 2013 to 2014. And D, 2010 to 2011.
We would allow him to answer.
Repeat the answer.
You gotta speak out, sir.
2015 to 2016.
The answer is incorrect. He said the same thing.
What's the answer, Mr. Hodge?
Yeah.
Mr. Hodge?
The correct answer is 2013-2014.
All right, thank you. Blue House, seconder. Which of the following was not one of the teams at the first Teachers Sports Day? Which of the following was not one of the teams at the first Teachers Sports Day? A, Killer Bees. B, Mustangs. C, Fire Ants. D, Eagles. A, Killer Bees. B, Mustangs. C, Fire Ants. D, Eagles.
D, Eagles.
The answer is correct. Eagles.
Orange House, seconder. Which of the following team was victorious at the Teachers Sports Day? Which of the following team was victorious at the Teachers Sports Day? A, Fire Ants. B, Mustangs. C, Thoroughbreds. D, killer bees? A. Fire ants. B. Mustangs. C. Thoroughbreds. D. Killer bees.
A. Fire ants.
Fire ants is correct.
So we have come to the end of the sports category. At the end of the sports category, Greenhouse 15 points, Red House 10 points, Blue House 15 points, Orange House 20 points. Our next category is the Sandy Point Benevolent Society category. Sandy Point Benevolent Society category. Leaders of the houses, our history is the topic. Our history is the topic. Greenhouse leader. In what year was the Sandy Point Benevolent Society established? In what year was the Sandy Point Benevolent Society established?
1966.
That is correct. 19. What did she say? No, it's incorrect. Sorry. It's 1996, not 66. 1996. I'm sorry about that. 66 is the foundation year of the school.
Red House leader. Red House leader. Who is the founder of the Sandy Point Benevolent Society? Who is the founder of the Sandy Point Benevolent Society?
Angeline Rivan.
No, that is incorrect. The answer is Dr. Stuart Williams. Dr. Stuart Williams.
Thank you. Blue House leader. In what year did the Sandy Point Benevolent Society introduce their board of directors and managing committee? In what year did the Sandy Point Benevolent Society introduce their board of directors and managing committee?
2015.
Repeat the answer, please.
2015.
That is incorrect. The answer is 2013. 2013.
Thank you. Orange House leader. In what year did the Sandy Point Benevolent Society become a registered legal non-profit U.S. corporation in the state of New York? In what year did the Sandy Point Benevolent Society become a registered legal non-profit U.S. corporation in the state of New York? Mr. Hodge, the answer?
The answer is 2004.
Thank you.
2004.
Seconders. And the topic is Awards Banquet. Awards Banquet. Greenhouse, seconder. In what area or category was the Reverend Pastor Judith Esdale honored for her contribution to society? In what area or category was the Reverend Pastor Judith Esdale honored for her contribution to society?
Religion.
Religion is correct.
Thank you. Red House, seconder. In what area or category was the Reverend Joseph Manchester honored for his contribution to society? In what year or category?
No, it's what area?
Sorry, in what area or category was the Reverend Joseph Manchester honored for his contribution to society?
Education.
Education is correct.
Thank you. Blue House, seconder. In what area or category was Her Excellency Mrs. Jacinthe Lorna Henry Martin honored for her contribution? In what area or category was Her Excellency Miss Jacinthe Lorna Henry Martin honored for her contribution?
Politics.
Judges?
We have some concern about the answer that is given, that is provided here.
What's the concern, Mr. Hodge?
We don't want to hold up the competition. We're wondering if we should choose a new question.
Deliberate and let me know. We have other questions.
We should. We are taking it with a heavy heart. We'll take it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hodge.
But yeah, we will award the points. We'll take it.
Orange House, seconder. In what area or category was Mr. Alan Calvin Somerset honored for his contribution to society? In what area or category was Mr. Alan Calvin Somerset honored for his contribution to society?
Science.
Yeah, we'll take that. Specifically medicine, but we'll take it because yeah, of course, medicine has to come out of science.
Thank you. We go back to the leaders, and the topic is Sandy Point Benevolent Society, Principals, Awards winners. Sandy Point Benevolent Society, Principals, Awards winners. Leader of Greenhouse. Who was the first winner of the Sandy Point High School? Who was the first winner of the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award? Who was the first winner of the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award?
Mr. Denver Mike.
That is correct. Denver Mike is correct.
Red House leader. Who was the recipient of the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award in 2008? Who was the recipient of the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award in 2008?
No answer. The correct answer is Zonique Brown. Zonique Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Blue House leader. From 2012, students from neighboring primary schools were included in the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award. Name any one of the schools excluding the Sandy Point Primary School. From 2012, students from neighboring primary schools were included in the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award. Name any one of the schools excluding the Sandy Point Primary School.
Newton Ground Primary School.
That is correct. That is correct.
Orange House leader. In what year were Zanik Williams, Janisha Rollins, and Dariella Warner awarded the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award? In what year were Zanik Williams, Janisha Rollins, and Dariella Warner awarded the Sandy Point Benevolent Society's Principals Award?
We're not hearing.
2012.
2012 is incorrect. The correct answer is 2015. 2015.
The next round to the seconders, the topic is We Give Back. We Give Back. Greenhouse seconder. What is the annual monetary goal for the Sandy Point Benevolent Society to raise for education of youth in Sandy Point? What is the annual monetary goal for the Sandy Point Benevolent Society to raise for the education of youth in Sandy Point?
5,000 US.
Repeat the answer, please.
5,000 US.
That is correct, 5,000 US dollars.
Red House, seconder. In 2013, the Sandy Point Benevolent Society donated what piece of equipment to the school? In 2013, the Sandy Point Benevolent Society donated what piece of equipment to the school?
40 pieces of steel pan.
I didn't understand what you say.
40 pieces of steel pan.
The answer is not clear.
40 pieces of steel pan.
No, that is not the answer. Sorry. The answer is a smart board. A smart board.
Thank you. Blue House, seconder. In 2016, the school received a steel pan orchestra from the Sandy Point Benevolent Society. How many pieces were in the orchestra? Mr. Hodge. In 2016, I'm repeating the question for the student.
Sorry, go ahead, proceed.
In 2016, the school received a steel pan orchestra from the Sandy Point Benevolent Society. How many pieces were in the orchestra?
40 pieces.
40 pieces, correct.
Orange House, seconder. Between 1997 to 2010, the Sandy Point Benevolent Society donated equipment to the school. Which subject area benefited from the donated equipment? Between 1997 to 2010, the Sandy Point Benevolent Society donated equipment to the school. Which subject area benefited from the donated equipment?
The science department.
The science department is correct.
Thank you.
Science area, yes, that is correct.
We have come to the end of the Sandy Point Benevolent Society category. After the Sandy Point Benevolent Society round, the scores are as follows. Green House, 15 points. Red House, 5 points. Blue House, 15 points. Orange, 10 points. We are into the academics category. And we will begin as follows. Leaders first, Greenhouse. And the topic is, who is? Who is? Greenhouse, leader. Who was the first female past student of the school to enter sixth form? Who was the first female past student of the school to enter sixth form?
Claudette Reverend Andrews.
Could the answer be repeated, please?
Claudette Reverend Andrews.
That is correct.
Thank you. Red House leader. Who was the first past student to become a state debater in the Leeward Islands debating competition? Who was the first past student to become a state debater in the Leeward Islands debating competition?
Joseph Manchester.
We need the person. We need the answer to. We need to hear the answer, please.
Joseph Manchester.
That is incorrect. The answer is Mr. Livingston Poxon. Mr. Livingston Poxon.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Blue House leader. Who was the first past student of this school to be awarded the state's scholar? Who was the first past student of this school to be awarded the state's scholarship? That's the question. Who was the first past student of this school to be awarded the state's scholarship?
Was an answer given?
No. Mr. Hodge, the answer?
Okay. The answer is Bertil Brown. Mr. Bertil Brown.
Orange House leader. Who was the past student of this school who has captured the title and awarded the 2019 State's Scholarship? Who was the past student of this school who has captured the title and awarded the 2019 State's Scholarship?
Kizwana Proctor.
Very good. Yes, the answer is correct. Kizwana Proctor. Good.
The next topic is competitions. The seconders competition. Greenhouse, seconder. In 2017, the school won the Tourism Youth Congress competition. Who represented our school? In 2017, the school won the Tourism Youth Congress competition. Who represented our school?
Tikaya Wana. Tikaya Wana.
Tikaya Wana is correct.
Red House, seconder. Scasper's Best in Class competition. Scasper's Best in Class competition was won by SEMS in 2011. The school was represented by 2 students. One student was Tikoya Warner. Who was her partner? Scasper's Best in Class competition
I know this name.
was won by SEMS in 2011. The school was represented by 2 students. One student was Tikoya Warner. Who was her partner?
Do we have an answer?
Mr. Livingston Pakistan.
No. Incorrect. The answer is Alena Mitchell. Alana Mitchell, Alena Mitchell. Alena Mitchell. Alena Mitchell. Alena Mitchell.
Blue House, second. What position did SEMS place in 2015 RNA Caribbean Black History Quiz? In what position did SEMS place in 2015 RNA Caribbean Black History Quiz?
First place.
Please repeat.
First place.
We're going to give you the opportunity to be more specific with your answer. Please be more specific.
First runner-up.
Could you please repeat?
First runner-up.
First run-up is correct. First run-up is correct. We will give that, yes.
Thank you. Orange House, second. In what year did SEMS, represented by Dariella Warner and Khadija Egan, win the Advocates of Tomorrow High School debating competition? In what year did SEMS, represented by Dariella Warner and Khadija Egan, win the Advocates of Tomorrow High School debating competition?
(2019).
2019 is correct. Come on, let's applaud the participants. 2019 correct, yes.
We're back to the leaders, and the topic is Student of the Year. Student of the Year. Greenhouse leader. Mr. Vernon Gishard was awarded Student of the Year in this year. Mr. Vernon Gishard was awarded Student of the Year in this year.
1998.
1998 is correct. Come on, give her a round of applause. Yes.
Red House leader. Mrs. Rivi Lake Warner was awarded Student of the Year in this year. Mrs. Rivi Warner Lake was awarded Student of the Year in this year.
2000. 2000.
2000 is incorrect. The answer is 2004. 2004.
Blue House leader. Miss Cassandra Benjamin was awarded Student of the Year in this year. Miss Cassandra Benjamin was awarded Student of the Year in this year.
2008.
2008 is incorrect. It's 1992. 1992.
Orange House leader. Miss Rena Warner.
Rena Warner.
Sorry, Miss Rena Warner was awarded Student of the Year in this year. Miss Rena Warner was awarded Student of the Year in this year?
I'm listening. No answer. The correct response is 1997. 1997.
The topic is Best Boy, Best Boys and Girls. Best Boys and Girls. Greenhouse, seconder. In 2019, Mr. Ashon Brown was awarded Best Boy. Who was the best girl in that year? In 2019, Mr. Ashon Brown was awarded Best Boy. Who was the best girl in that year?
Michaela Edmead.
Michaela Edmead is correct.
Thank you.
Come on, give a round of applause for the correct answer.
Red House, seconder. In 2016, Miss Kevida Bori was adjudged the best girl. Who was the best boy in that year? In 2016, Miss Kevida Bori was adjudged the best girl. Who was the best boy in that year?
Mr. Zebra.
Was an answer given?
Answer was given.
I didn't hear the answer.
Mr. Zebra.
Do you know what this stands for? Okay, we'll take it. Zoe Brown. Mr. Zoe Brown, we'll take it.
Blue House, seconder. Miss Jellis Dolphin was awarded Best Girl in 2011. Who was the best boy in that year? Miss Jellis Dolphin was awarded Best Girl in 2011. Who was the best boy in that year?
Ashon Brown. Ashon Brown.
I'm not hearing.
Ashon Brown.
The answer is wrong. It's Davon Richardson. Or Davon, D-A-V-O-N Richardson.
Thank you. Orange House, seconder. Mr. Dejani Laplace won Best Boy in 2014. Who was the best girl that year? Mr. Dejani Laplace won Best Boy in 2014. Who was the best girl in that year?
Somebody answered? The answer is Miss Keandre Maynard. Keandre Maynard.
All right, we have come to the end of the academics category.
Oh.
At the end of the academic round, Green House, 20 points. Red House, 5 points. Blue House, 5 points. Orange House, 10 points. Excuse me, this is the final round, which we refer to as the wild round. And in the wild round,
Charles Emil Secondary. Settle down, please. Final round, be quiet, please.
just a gentle reminder to the judges, the timekeeper, the scorers, and the audience, as well as the participant. The final round will be is called the wild round, where one question will be asked to all teams. Candidates of the team will have 25 seconds to collaborate as a group and then write the answer or answers on a blank sheet of paper with a marker that will be provided. When the time expires, the teams will be asked to stop writing, after which the moderator will call on each team at a time. The leader will say the answer or answers, and the seconder will show the answer by raising the paper in the air. A judge will be on the stage to check the correlation. 10 points will be awarded to each team with the correct answer. Ms. Stevens, you're the judge. Thank you. Just making sure. So this is the wild round, and this is the final question of the quiz competition. Name the first victor and victress laudorum of the school. Name the first victor or victress laudorum of the school. Stop writing, please. Please name.
James Farrier and Ruby Taylor.
James Farrier.
James Faria and Ruby Taylor.
James Faria. Victor.
Correct for greenhouse with both. Blue house, correct.
So greenhouse and blue house are awarded full points.
Full points. All right, scorers. For the wild round, greenhouse 10 points, red 0, blue 10 points, orange 0.
All right, give it up for all the contestants. They are all champions. Now it's your turn, and you have to be brave. Here is the rule. Come on the stage and answer the question. You'll get your prize. Your turn. Here is the first question. I'm going to test you to see if you were really listening. Who was the first head judge in our first inaugural quiz? The first head judge, right here. Come on the stage. The young lady is coming up. Come. Come on the stage. The first, let's go.
The first head judge was William Hodge.
Correct. Give her a round of applause. Come. We're doing a tally. It's a house thing. Tell us what house you're in.
Blue. I'm blue.
Blue house. 1 point for blue. This one is for first form only. First form. Let's go. Manchester, where are you? Holiday, where are you? Here's your question. Brave. What is the name of our present principal. Come on the stage. On the stage. Shh. Settle down. Tell us your name.
Kaya Francis.
What house are you in?
Orange.
Orange. Tell us your name.
Janelle Benevolent.
What house are you in?
Blue House.
Blue house. You first.
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
Miss Elisa Jackson.
Miss.
Elisha Jackson.
Are they correct? Give them a round of applause. All right. Second form. Second form, where are you? Here is your question. Who was the first moderator at our first inter-house quiz? First moderator. Come on the stage. Are you ready? They're not ready. She said they're not. All right, come quickly.
Mr. Laverne Brooks.
Who?
Laverne Brooks.
Laverne Brooks. Give it up. And let us give our moderator a round of applause. All right. Just before the big question to our viewers, good day, SPHS, class of 88, 87, 86, good afternoon. Mr. Webb is going to ask the big question.
Okay, good afternoon. This question is for anyone who can come up here and tell us why is our school name Charles E. Mills Secondary? When you come here, you must say the significance behind the name, the school being named Charles E. Mills Secondary. Anybody? What's your name?
Zidane Challenger. Our school is named after Charles E. Mills Secondary School because Mr. Charles E. Mills went overseas to get the thing to start so that he went overseas to get a form or something to start students over 13 years old to go to start going to high school, and he got the opportunity to do it, so he was the first person to do it.
Okay, I'm going to give him the prize. He said, he's trying to say that Charles E. Mills was influential after coming back from his studies in the United Kingdom, and he brought back the idea to the then Minister of Education, Mr. Clarence Fitzroy Bryant, about giving persons 12 years and older the opportunity to have a high school education. All right, so I'm going to give him a scientific calculator.
All right, the results are in. The results are in. Madam Principal, please come. Presentation of participation certificate and prizes. Yes. This part is for you. Right here. See that guy? Behind him.
Okay, good afternoon all again. Students, settle down. I know you've been here a while. We're at the end of the presentation. We had a very competitive quiz, and now we are at the point where we're presenting prizes to our participants. Be quiet.
All right, we're going to give out our participation trophy, certificates and gift bags to our participants, starting with the greenhouse, the leader, Jalencia Webster. Next, we have Guy Webster. Watley, Guy Watley. And now we're going to call the substitute Caden Neal. Greenhouse, Caden Neal. Moving on to Red House, leader Josiah Hodge. Red House seconder, Kianje Buchanan. Our substitute, Jonique Williams, but she's not here at the moment. Moving on to Blue House, starting with leader Justice Kelly. Seconder, Ashera Lennon. Substitute, Jelani Bergen. Moving on to Orange House. Leader, Shermichael Robin. Seconder, Lesonique Daniel. All right. We now move into our first award for this afternoon. And our first award is the most outstanding student. This award goes to that student who would have answered the most questions. Our runner-up is Miss Dolencia Webster with 40 points from Greenhouse. And now, no, runner-up, you're the runner-up. Our winner, the most outstanding individual, goes to Guy Watley, 45 points, Greenhouse. And now, our placers and winners. In fourth place, with 40 points, we have Red House. Come on, let's put our hands together for Red House. The children performed very well this afternoon, and now they have been awarded. Our third goes to Orange House, amassing a total of 65 points. Keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen. Orange House. Second goes to, who do you think is second? I'm not hearing, who do you think is second? And second place, amassing a total of 70 points, goes to none other than Azul Blue. And our winners for this afternoon, amassing a total of 95 points. First place goes to none other than the Green Giants. Our leader, Jalencia Webster and Guy Watley. Again, the winning house, none other than the Green House, the Green Giants. Wait.
Wait. 2 minutes. Wait, students, sit down. Wait, you'll be dismissed shortly. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has been such an honor to be a part of such an auspicious occasion. On behalf of the school, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guests, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean Richards, the Minister of Education, General Powell, the Parliament Secretary of Education, Mr. Vincent Hodge, and any other individual. Sincere thanks to the members of the organizing committee, Mrs. Robin, Mr. Webb, Ms. Prentice Davis, Ms. V. Williams, Ms. Baina Huggins, and Mr. Edwards Douglas, who were instrumental throughout the quiz's inception to its execution, as well as any individual who played a key part in making it a success. A whole round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made this event memorable. Additionally, I would like to thank all of those who played a key role in the execution of this event, like the moderator, Miss Laverne Brooks, and Shermaine Stephen and Mr. Vincent Williams, the judges, the teachers who prepared the children, and the sponsors of this event. Those are SPBS, Warner's One Stop, Cascop, SmartFit, Dollar Stretcher, Mr. Daryl Lloyd, Mr. Kenrick Isaac, E&K Minimart, Calvinisha Trust, Chanel and Kiana Samuel, Mr. Edward Douglas, Sandy Point Agricultural Corp, Burgess Grills, Bees Enterprises, Lionel Stevens Agricultural Corp, TDC Group Limited, and Joy Sampson. Finally, I would like to thank all of you present here for making the time to be with us today and helping us to make this event a great success. Thank you, one and all.
Wait. I will dismiss you. Wait. Okay, we are closing now. And before we do so, we're going to take you back to the Sandy Point High School song, Praise for Sandy Point High. Mr. Hodge will lead. Okay, so some persons will help me in here who went to Sandy Point High. Let's go. Sandy Point High, we pledge a praise and thank the Lord for all that we have learned and all we'll gain. We lift our voices high, stir our pride and ask the Lord for his perpetual strength to proclaim your name. Respect is due toward the school for the communities it molds, for the lives it has influenced and the memories it holds. All of basking its infinite sea of values, wisdom and care. Put practice to their knowledge, the outside world now dare. Sandy Point High, we pledge our praise and thank the Lord for all that we have learned and all we'll get. We lift our voices high, stir a pride and ask the Lord for his perpetual strength to proclaim your name. To you, dear Lord, we know you will receive, to bless and mold our beloved school and help us to succeed in all that we'll encounter, in all the fields we seek. Give patience to our teachers, to us goals well achieved. Sandy Point High, come on, so the choir up here. Okay, we lift our voices high. To proclaim your name. Now your school song, Sandy Point High. Now we've transitioned, Jazzy Mill Secondary. May we forever shout your name in praise. Your name in praise. Jazzy Mill Secondary. Wherever we go, we fight your anthem race. Jazzy Mill Secondary. May we forever shout your name in praise. Your name in praise, Jazzy Mill Secondary. Wherever we go, we pride our anthem. Wherever we go, we pride our anthem race. Wherever we go, we pride our anthems raise. Put your hands together for our school. A 55-year legacy, non-contested, indomitable, invincible, unstoppable. Yay! Thank you very much. You're dismissed.